Every NFL team deserves just a little bit of coverage here on Sticky Bleachers. So here we are in San Diego for NFL action on Sticky Bleachers. I am Cory.
I'm Bob. No team left behind here with San Diego and Miami getting ready to set off. With beautiful San Diego here, Cory. Gotta love this weather.
Yeah, well, we're enjoying what could be the final season of professional football in San Diego. Maybe the final season of professional sports in San Diego.
Oh, now if the Padres have anything to say. Josh Lambo with the kickoff there, and a nice return there by Miami.
Here we go. Good to say hi to Lambo, and good to see Ryan Tannehill here for the first time on Sticky Bleachers in 2016. And he's going deep down, and it's incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Kenny Stills, Bob.
Do you ever think, on this side note, do you ever think Josh Lambo is going to play for the Packers?
I don't know. It seems like a natural fit, doesn't it, Bob? Someday.
Yeah, it does.
You got to think that someday we're going to have that. And here's Arian Foster picks up a first down for the Fish, Bob.
Really, we got Tannehill. Dolphins coming out looking good, actually, to start off the game here in San Diego. It's tough to play against this crowd. It's a loud crowd, although they're not supportive of a new stadium.
Right. It's almost like good football happening here between these two teams, which is kind of surprising as the Dolphins pick up, Bob, yet another first down.
Well, we know we're going to see a lot of offense here. We got Bossa coming into Tannehill there, and Tannehill gets the throw off, and it just off the hands of the receiver there. So probably a ball he should have had there, Cory.
Yeah, that was beautiful coverage. So, could have been catchable, but they were able to knock that one out just at the last second. Tannehill's back to pass again. Going for it all, going deep quite often here early are these Dolphins, Bob.
Yeah, it's kind of the personality of this team with Adam Gase as the head coach. And, Tannehill, sacked by Joey Bossa.
Bossa finally gets to him, Bob. Now, that was an absolute coverage sack. He was just standing there, looking. You got to get rid of that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't hold on to it that long. So, mistake there by Tannehill and the Dolphins, so they're forced to punt it away, and a touchback there for Phillip Rivers and the Chargers.
And there's another mistake. You got to think that they could at least try to pin him deep. Looks like he was just kicking for everything, and he almost kicked it out of this stadium to get them set up with the touchback.
It must be this thin San Diego air.
Yes, yeah, the famously thin air here at sea level, Bob.
Famously thin air. Yep. And then Melvin Gordon with a nice reception out of the backfield there and a first down. Melvin Gordon having a wonderful second year.
All right, San Diego having a good offense of their own, of course, and you got to feel, Bob, for Phillip Rivers, who you got to think if he had been on just a little bit better team, his career may have taken quite a different trajectory because he managed to keep these Bolts in contention year after year, but never able to overcome that mark, Bob.
Absolutely. He hits Benjamin in stride and just fights to get down to the first and goal. So battles all the way down to the 1 yard line. And you're right about Phillip Rivers. On a lot of teams that maybe should have done more than they actually did. Man, Melvin Gordon just fighting his way in as we're talking here. Or, I'm sorry, Andre Williams.
Yes, goal line gremlin. Andre Williams stealing the touchdown from Melvin Gordon, who probably earned it on that drive. But Andre Williams, just like Jerome Bettis used to do, Bob.
Absolutely. Staying fantasy relevant. That's what
you got to have that. The goal line gremlin is a legit position. Maybe that should be something that's a real position you can plug in on your fantasy roster, Bob. Not just a running back.
That's true.
GLG for goal line gremlin.
Let's send an email to ESPN and Yahoo. Tell them to have a goal line gremlin roster spot.
Right. Yahoo with a new CEO. Maybe she will be. Maybe she'll be receptive to the idea.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we can always write into Donald Trump. I don't know.
Right you are, Bob. This play's going to end our first quarter 7-0 to the Bolts, and they're playing the old disco song. We can just hear it, but we can't play it for you for copyright reasons here on our YouTube platform. But rest assured, we're enjoying a good disco beat here in San Diego.
Well, we mostly always enjoy a good disco beat here in Sticky Bleachers, so.
Right you are, Bob.
Anytime we can, we get Funkadelic.
Funkadelic is a good way to be, and it's another hunt for the Fish. Going to put it back in the hands of Phillip Rivers and company. And will he bring this one out? No. He's going to... No. Well, it looks like he knelt it and then decided to try to run it out, but the refs do call him down there, so it's out to the 20. Rivers with a little reverse play to Gordon.
Oh, and Gordon with some nice moves. He's going to get all the way up, and he gets to the sideline and busts in for the first down there. Wow, so nice moves there by Melvin Gordon.
Picked up about 14 yards, but I think he ran about 40 yards on that play, Bob. He ran around the right end and ended up on the left sideline.
There's that same play again. Rivers hits Benjamin in stride, so another beautiful throw there by Phillip Rivers.
And Benjamin with a couple of catches and a pile of yards. We'll have to check that at our Sticky Bleachers halftime report. Here's Melvin Gordon again, not going to pick up the first down, just a couple on first down. So 2nd and 8, but in the red zone are the San Diego Superchargers.
Absolutely, and I think it's worth noting that the Chargers have had a lot of injuries on the wide receiver front, and so to get a lot of that production that they're getting with those third-string guys or the guys they signed as a free agent,
yep, right
pretty respectable.
Right you are, Bob. Looks like it's 1st and 10, although they can pick up a first down inside the 1-yard line. So they're just outside the 10 where they picked up first down, and now they're here on 3rd. Oh, it's picked off!
And Phillip Rivers will have that every once in a while, and every once in a while is every game, but there's an interception.
All right, there you go, Bob. And you know what?
Ooh.
Those Miami Dolphins needed a turnover like U2's The Edge needs his delay pedal to sound like a good guitar player.
This is true. This is very true.
Here's Arian Foster.
Whatever gets you there, Cory. Whatever gets you there.
Well, you got to do it somehow, and I'm glad he found his delay pedal. Arian Foster has another one that you got to wonder if he was on better teams in his career, could he have had a little bit different trajectory? But we could opine about that all day, Bob.
That's true. Arian Foster coming out of retirement just for this game, just because we wanted to call his jersey number here on Sticky Bleachers, so thank you for doing that, Arian.
Yes, there we go. Well, he wanted to retire as a Dolphin, curiously. After all those years as a Houston Texan, decided, I'm going to retire as a Dolphin.
That makes sense, actually.
Whatever you think about it, Bob, just don't think about it too much.
No. As we don't do that here on Sticky Bleachers.
All right, so it's back to San Diego. Just over a minute left to go here in this first half. They are going to call a timeout to stop the clock. Interesting, they went for the running play there, but 2nd and 3. Yeah. Let's see if he goes deep again to Benjamin, Bob.
Well, with the way the running game's been working, it's worth a shot here with plenty of time to put some points on the board. Just to see if Gordon can bust one off there.
Right you are, Bob. So on first down, they go to Williams on the short screen. Here's Williams again. He's going to lose yardage, it looks like. They do wrap him up back there. So 2nd and 11. They'll call their second timeout. 27 seconds left. They've got to pick up maybe 20 or 30 more yards, Bob, to have a good shot at a field goal here in the famously thin air at sea level.
And there's old reliable Antonio Gates there for the first down. Yes, absolutely. And looks like 12 seconds left on the clock there, and they're going to call their last timeout.
Just enough. You got to wonder why they're not working the sidelines, Bob. Still going up the middle here. They had to call their last timeout, so they do not save one for their kicker.
So a bit of a questionable call here, pitching it out to Melvin Gordon. That's going to take us into halftime. So as is the theme with this year in Sticky Bleachers, questionable clock management.
Right you are, Bob. So looking around the league here this week, Cleveland overcomes Baltimore, picking up what would be their first win of the season in real life. Carolina and Kansas City. Look at this. Another injury-prone player, Bob. Throughout his career, Jamal Charles has been plagued by that injury bug, so they're going to have to replace him. We'll see how long it takes to bring him back. And look at this. Another injury in this game. 2 big running backs out. Let's see who's going to come out on top with this one. They're going to replace both of them. It will be Carolina in a blowout win. So we'll see how they go down the stretch, Bob.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Panthers respond from a slow start.
Down to New Orleans. They just overcome the Denver Broncos 20-17. But let's get back to our game here, Bob. Not a lot of fireworks. We thought you predicted that there's going to be a lot of offense in this game, but a turnover in the red zone and some curious play calling on that final drive led to a 7-0 score.
Yeah, it seems to be a battle of who wants to hold on to the ball. So as is the case with most games, but looks like the Chargers left some points in the red zone, and also looks like the Dolphins stalled on some good drives that they had going.
There you go. And player of the half, Bob, looks like Travis Benjamin, 2 receptions for 103 yards. That's a pretty good stat line. While we're here at halftime, let me send out my thanks to Tech Monster, the program of this hack. You can find this hack and more about Tecmo Super Bowl and Tecmo Bowl hacks in general over at tecmobowl.org. Let's get the second half started, Bob.
And Benjamin with a nice return, so he's coming out of the gates hot, Cory.
Right, there we go. Let's see if they go deep to him here on the first play. They're not going to play action. Under center is Rivers, and, it's incomplete.
Antonio Gates should have had that one. It was a nice pass there by Phillip Rivers right over the middle.
Yep.
But, yeah, you got to go back to the hot hand here, Cory. You got to go back to Benjamin.
And they go for, so that's what that one's tipped up. Looks like it was intended for Andre Williams, who's had a little bit more bigger role in this game than we would expect it to start things off, Bob.
Yeah, and I will say this about both teams, and that was a nice catch there by Antonio Gates. Both teams bringing some massive pressure towards the quarterback there. getting a lot of penetration through that O-line.
Yes, we have. You're right. We have a couple of sacks there, and Rivers has had the pressure in his face. So they go to Gordon up there on first down, 2nd and 7 to go. Rivers has been under center. Let's see if they can get him into the shotgun, Bob. Maybe that will help this offense get moving a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, but Melvin Gordon puts the ball on the ground, and the Dolphins recover, and they're going to have nice field position here, Cory, off the turnover. So the second Chargers turnover sets the Dolphins up here for a potential score.
And, Bob, the Dolphins need to score here like U2's The Edge needs his delay pedal to sound like a good guitar player.
You don't sound like a broken record at all, Cory. There are other, well, there used to be other guitar players. There aren't anymore, but.
You're right. Arian Foster needed to pick up that first down like U2's The Edge needs.
Like a dolphin needs water.
There we go.
There you go, right?
And that one is complete for a first down.
I'd mentioned Richie Sambora, but no one really knows who he is anymore, so.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's a reference a little bit too deep, but thanks to Apple, U2 is enjoying lifelong success, Bob.
Well, and actually, if you're going to reference The Edge, you have to say the guy that stands next to Bono. That's how you get the reference across.
The one with the hat. Here's Tannehill back. He's got plenty of time to throw. He does go for the check down run to Cameron, and is he going to get in? He's going to get down 1st and goal inside the 5. So these Dolphins maybe will pick up that delay pedal like The Edge.
They might. Get the Digitech delay pedal. That's the quality one the Edge uses. And that's exactly what Arian Foster chose as he goes in there for the touchdown.
Pedal. All right. Mm-hmm. You know, I wonder, Bob, I wish I could have been a fly on that wall someday in Dublin back in like 1976 or 7 when a young man who still had a real name went into a music store and said, what is...
No, his given name is The Edge. His last name is Edge, and his first name is The.
Yes, Edge is a classic Irish family name.
Yeah.
And, The.
Well, isn't...
Yeah,
the is a classic first name.
Comes from the Irish name, yeah. And now in Irish Bible, I'll tell you, the is actually spelled Thoieagh. But he anglicized it to make it a little bit. But it is still pronounced the.
The. Is it short for Theodore? Is it Theodore Edge? And there's like, call him the.
It's the Irish version, yeah. So it's
okay.
Theodore. But there's a lot of extra letters in there. We don't have to worry about that. But yeah, The Edge. I wonder what it was like when he walked into that music store in Dublin and picked up that delay pedal.
You think he got it at a music store, or do you think he had to go on like a long quest, like a Lord of the Rings quest, to find the magical digital pedal?
Through the northern neighborhoods of the city of Dublin.
And he just found it in a cave somewhere.
In a cave. Well,
echoing, of course,
there are a few caves on the north side of Dublin, especially if you ask someone who lives on the south side of Dublin. They'll tell you that is one big cave up there in that neighborhood.
I think for the folklore of U2 and The Edge, we should have him go on a quest and not just to like a guitar center.
Right, that would work.
Arian Foster with a nice run. We got back to a football game
back to football. Done talking about the history of U2 as we know it. Up near midfield are the Dolphins. Tie game here, Bob, in the fourth quarter, although a much lower score than we predicted. 7-7 here, 4:25 left to go in this ball game.
Exciting game here going on, and looks like the Dolphins are committed to the run here. Late in the third quarter.
Yep, let's see on
we're in the fourth quarter now.
What they go to. They do go on the run up the middle on 3rd and 15. Is it going to pay off for him? Ooh. Yes, it will. Arian Foster with a couple of nice moves gets it down to about the 34-yard line. So knocking on the door of field goal range, but looking for a whole lot more, Bob.
I think Adam Gase and the Dolphins are going to be asking Arian after the game, are you sure you want to retire? Tannehill with a nice keeper there.
On the key, I know we do not often see Tannehill take it on his legs like that, and he didn't go for the slide, Bob. He barreled his way right through for that first down.
Do you think the magical journey that Edge went on, he went to the mystical Tannehill?
Ooh, well, there is a hill in Ireland, the Tannehill.
The Tannehill.
Tannehill. Yes, actually, that really does sound like an Irish phrase. Tannehill would be something like that. Could be.
That's where the Edge found his delay pedal. See how I'm wrapping it all around, Cory, bringing it all back.
Yeah, we're improvising the real life history of U2's The Edge. So now, because of that journey, we all get to listen to it anytime you buy a new Apple product. You get a bonus U2 album that nobody wants.
I'm gonna go change the history on the U2 Wikipedia page right after this.
You definitely
so it becomes reality.
Oh, here's Melvin Gordon. So they need to do a couple things here, Bob. They need to score and try to get the ball back, or they need to play for a tie here, Bob. In which case they want to run the clock down and score that touchdown. Not a good place to be. Although Phillip Rivers has no shortage of game-tying or game-winning drives in the final couple minutes of the fourth quarter in his career, Bob.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that they're keeping it on the ground this far back in their own territory here.
Right, you are. And it
Could
looks
be
like,
a message.
Yeah, it looks like the Dolphins defense is just giving them those short runs. Looks like they're playing their nickel package, maybe even the dime package, the dime bag Daryl package is what they call it here in San Diego.
Yep. That's what they do call it here. Yep. R.I.P. Never forget. Another guitarist reference that I don't think people are gonna get.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe if we call him Diamond Daryl, maybe some hipsters would pick that up.
Anyway, so Phillip Rivers back to pass here. A little dump down to a check down receiver. And Dolphins bringing the pressure here.
Yeah,
forcing the
they're
Chargers
trying
go for it on fourth down.
You got to think if the Dolphins can stop them here on 4th and 5, then that might just about be the ball game. But it's complete to guess who, Bob?
Travis Benjamin.
Travis Benjamin making a difference when the game is on the line for his team.
I'm going to drop it. It's all about the Benjamins. Antonio Gates.
So here we go. We're talking about Phillip Rivers and his history of leading his Chargers team down the field in the last couple of minutes of the game.
That's still another questionable play call there with Melvin Gordon keeping the ball on the ground. Got Phillip Rivers with a hot hand hitting 2 receivers.
And he got to
And
the
he
edge,
hit the ball
Bob,
off.
but did not get out of bounds.
Again, we reference the edge again.
Right, and how many years can we call that a rookie mistake? How long into your career can we still call things like that a rookie mistake?
I think after your rookie year, it's no longer a rookie mistake.
All right, we'll put that on
Then
the
it's just a
books,
mistake.
Bob. Then it's just a regular old mistake.
It's just a mistake.
Okay. All right, just a mistake.
You don't get many of those in the NFL. 4th and 3 here. Here's the game.
Yep, this is going to be the ball game right here.
Ooh.
And they go for the handoff to Melvin Gordon. Dolphins take over, 18 seconds left.
Let's see if the Dolphins go through the air. Looks like they're going.
Yeah, you don't often see a team go in the shotgun for victory formation. And with
right.
the keeper, Tannehill picks up a first down, and he's down the field. Woo!
I think every Miami fan was holding their breath to hang on to the ball there for Tannehill. But impressive win there for Miami going into San Diego and coming out with a victory.
Yeah, 14-7. Let's go around the league here. Miami improves to 3-6, but Buffalo is running away with that East Division. I don't know if anyone's going to catch them. Cincinnati ahead in the North, 7-2 over Baltimore at 4-5. Let's go down south. Still the Jags, Bob, 7-2.
Jags. Yep, coming through.
Loving
finally.
it. And look
It's
at
like
this.
Mark Brunell years.
Yeah, look at this tight race here. KC and Oakland both tied 5-4. Denver and San Diego not far behind, even with San Diego with a loss, not out of that division. Dallas over the Giants at 6-3 in the NFC, but that one also still pretty open with the top 3 teams. Some room to grow there for everybody. Green Bay and Chicago, longtime rivals, Bob, 7-2. Green Bay just a little bit ahead in the points, although they do own the tiebreaker, so that could come into effect here as we get to the last few weeks of the season. Down to the NFC South, Carolina, 7-2, couple of games ahead of New Orleans with their big win over Denver, which we saw just the little highlights of. And finally, out to the West, Arizona and Seattle tied at 6-3. So always exciting out there in the defense-heavy NFC West. So let's head back here to San Diego, Bob. What are some things that you want to take away from this game?
Well, if I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, I got to be happy with how the defense played and how the offense played in the second half. They were able to run the ball really well, which always sets up the pass a little easier. And, big reason why the Dolphins won is they didn't turn the ball over.
And right, I was just going to ask, Bob, how important was the one turnover committed by Phillip Rivers in the red zone in the first half there?
Well, I don't think it was as big as the Melvin Gordon fumble in the second half, but obviously both turnovers kind of affected the game and the momentum. So Chargers kind of came out a little flat today, and I thought they stuck with the run a little bit too much. I think they were a little too run-centric, and I know you want to establish the run and keep at it, but you got Phillip Rivers. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback under center, so you got to kind of put the game on his shoulders every once in a while.
I agree, Bob.
Or more often than not.
Not a good average there for Melvin Gordon. They did certainly try 13 rushes, only 56 yards of production. So Dolphins defense holds up, and Dolphins offense scores just enough to have them move on for this week. That's going to do it for our coverage here on Sticky Bleachers this week. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Do leave us a comment. Say hello to us on Twitter and Facebook. On both places, we are Sticky Bleachers. This week, I am Cory, signing off.
This week, I am Bob. I'll see you next week.